Greetings, Star Wars fans. Coming to you today with a brief video review and discussion of Poe Dameron's X-Wing Starfighter. This is identical in design and construction to the Walmart exclusive Resistance X-Wing that I've previously done a video review for. But I just want to briefly share this with those of you who have not purchased it so that you know what you're getting. First of all, let's take a look at Poe Dameron. You see him here in his X-Wing flight suit, and this is a 5-point of articulation action figure. There is a greater articulated 3.75-inch Black Series version of this figure, which I also have, and I'll do a review on it at some time in the future. But this is a really cool figure. This is the primary difference between this and the Resistance X-Wing pilot figure. You see his helmet's removable. Also, on his right hip, you see his blaster that is removable from that holster. Now, this figure didn't have the holster with it. It was supposed to, but for whatever reason, it wasn't in the box, or it came off and I lost it. I don't know which. But I went out and purchased a carded Poe Dameron pilot figure, and I removed the holster from it and was going to attach it to this one. But they have different pegs. The carded figure actually has a round peg. This one has a square peg on the leg. So I just took some super glue and glued the holster on there so that I could, holster his blaster, and looks really cool. Worked out well. One of the other features I like is the hose here is a separate feature. This isn't something that's molded on like you've seen in previous figures. That hose could actually be taken off if you wanted it. But the emergency webbing around his flight suit, that is molded on. But this is one of my favorite characters from the film. I really like his design. I like his uniform. I like the new flight suits. They're more of a red in color. And one of the other things that I like about this figure are the boots. They're some sort of rubberized duck boot in the film, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's some detailing of the rubber lines, the molding that's on the actual boot that they wear in the film. That was a really cool feature to put on this figure since it has limited articulation. There's his helmet. If you see some of these in the box, you may notice that the helmet may have some slight imperfections or defects to it, and that's not intentional. And you can see his microphone here is actually gray. It's not painted silver, which some slight silver paint like silver chrome trim or something could take care of that for you. But he has the Rebel Alliance markings there on the side of his helmet, and squadron markings over on this side. And his helmet will just fit on like so. His head's on a ball joint, and I really like the way this figure looks. Again, it's a really cool figure, and I really like the redesigned flight suit. So let's push him over out of the way and take a look at the ship. Now, if you have the Star Wars The Force Awakens cutaway book, they list this as a T-70, and I'm not going to argue with them. However, Poe Dameron's character's bio states that he flew T-85 X-Wings for the New Republic as a squadron commander for Rapier Squadron. And this is what the T-85s are supposed to look like. They have this gray hull color with the orange paint going down the side, and these are an evolution of the T-70. So in film, that's why Poe's X-Wing is different from the other ones. It's not because he has different squadron colors. It's because he has a different ship. The T-70s were donated to the Resistance by various senators and planetary members of the New Republic secretly so that they could prepare for war against the First Order as the New Republic was being disarmed by Mon Mothma and other senators. So it has really cool design to it, really cool paint scheme. You can see here on the laser cannons the silver trim here and here at the tip. That looks really cool. and there's also silver trim here and here. Now these cannons actually came warped. Mine were almost U-shaped, and I tried to straighten them out with a technique that I kind of came up with, and it didn't help. So Hasbro sent out these for free. And if you buy this, the nose cone will kind of be slightly warped as well. And it's the same soft rubber that the Resistance X-Wing is made out of. The primary difference is the white and blue Resistance Walmart exclusive X-Wing was produced after this one. And I think they even used a different factory to produce it, because they corrected the problem with the cannon. And one of the things that the Hasbro reps will ask you at their consumer affairs department is where the toy was made. There's codes on the bottom of the toy itself down here, and there's also codes on the box that tell them what factory produced it. So I think that had something to do with it. But you can see the silver gray color trim on the intakes of the engine, as well as on the canopy, and it just looks really cool. And you know, it's got a really nice look to it. Silver trim on the thrusters and here on the back of the fuselage. And I'll angle it so that you can see what the top of the S-foils look like. There's cannons there, and the bottom of the cannons and the bottom of the S-foils. So this is a really nice looking ship, and I really much prefer this design over the older X-Wing, so much so that I completely changed my mind about buying any of the previous X-Wings, even from the Power of the Force, simply because I got back into collecting after, you know, being out of it for a year and a half, and I started with these. But I just love the overall design. You know, the only thing that would make this any better if they had electronics, yeah, that would be cool. But you know, they don't. But it still doesn't detract away from the collectability of the toy. I mean, it's just really neat looking. And you know, yes, the canopy isn't. And the cockpit is narrower than on the previous lines like Power of the Force. And to get the figure in, you're just going to have to do like I've showed in previous videos, kind of angle him in like this, and squeeze his arms, push him as far forward as he'll go, and recline him back like so, and the canopy will close, and your figure is inside your ship. You know, and Disney kind of dictates to Hasbro on some levels about the design. You know, they have to approve these things, being the parent company in charge of this now. Just as Lucasfilm approved things before, but you know, I kind of feel like there's a difference in the goal of selling these toys from Disney, and where Lucasfilm probably gave Hasbro more leniency on what they made. And just very quickly, I'll lock the S-foils into attack position, and you can see what the ship looks like from a head-on perspective. So it looks really cool, and it's my understanding that it wasn't intentional that they used the same design of the concept art from Ralph McQuarrie. That's something that the designers and the builders of the full-scale X-Wing discovered after they had already started production of the film. But it's still a great looking ship. I really love these X-Wings, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of them in future installments of the Star Wars franchise. I was sort of disappointed, you know, that we didn't see any B-Wings or A-Wings or even the older Y-Wings. But the reason is, and if you read some of the canon literature, these ships are upgraded. Upgraded laser cannons. They still don't have proton torpedo launchers, but they also have a magazine and weapons bay underneath here, which allows them to carry either concussion missiles, proton torpedoes, mag pulse launcher, or a combination of that. These ships were designed to fight capital ships, even from the get-go. The original 65s, the 65 A3s, and the 65Bs that the Alliance to Restore the Republic used, but these more so, and they can go head to head with a Star Destroyer. So you know, that's the whole premise, I think, behind the film, just using the X-wings, plus that being the only thing that they could really get a hold of, and the New Republic, you know, drawing down and disarming and that sort of thing. So I think, you know, there's a possibility we may see something like maybe some Y-wings or B-wings being used in planetary defense if they show planets like the Mon Calamari homeworld, or other planets in the New Republic in future films. But I think these X-wings are here to stay, and we're going to see more of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this brief video discussion and review of Poe Dameron's X-Wing Starfighter. Certainly go out and buy this if you don't have it. And if you have any questions, comments, just reach out to me, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good day. May the Force be with you.